Yeah, so we're wrapping up here, but I like to ask
Yeah.
every guest one
Mhm.
last question, which is if you put on your tinfoil hat or your
Mhm.
you could see into the future, let's say at least 10 years. We're talking about or 5 to 10 years maybe.
Yeah.
If you want to go 15 or 20, I'll accept it, but past the foreseeable future, what do you think it looks like? How does this all shake out? Are we like universal basic income? Humans don't have to work at all. Robots are terraforming our planet to fix global warming and provide our food, or is it post-apocalyptic Terminator 2, somewhere in between? What do you think?
Well, I hope they help us fix global warming. That would be nice. So my kids actually have a world to live in. That's tough. 5 to 10 years from now, I can talk in the perspective of the internet, kind of like what we were talking about before with the authenticated and
Yeah.
unauthenticated stuff. I think I think there's going to be a lot more work created from generative AI that than we think. I think there's going to be a lot of work that's created from this discovery process of how do we accommodate all of our digital worlds around agentic AI. Like, AI that's taking control of my browser and doing stuff. They don't care about a scrolling carousel. They want to see some mapping of information that
Yeah.
makes sense to the agent. So I think it's going to create a lot of work. At the same time, something like UBI, uh it might be inevitable. I think there's going to be a component, and this is stretching. I'm coming up with this on the
Yeah,
fly. You're
yeah,
getting
and we're not
raw. You're
holding
getting
you to it.
raw Jim here. Uh, but I think what would be interesting, especially if we have authentication that ties back to a specific individual, is all of the content that you create feeds into AI algorithms. And I think that there will be companies who pay people, like give them a little stipend.
Yeah,
You're
incentive.
texting a friend. If you're texting a friend, you're using your brain, you're creating new content. That content is original content. So you don't have this like AI algorithm collapse or whatever, where it's just feeding
Yeah,
off
it's a
of its own
photocopy of a
information,
photocopy that
a
keeps getting
photocopy of a
worse and
photocopy.
worse. Yeah.
So you see, places like Perplexity that's paying, you know, content creation. But I think on a different level, you'll probably have companies like maybe like Google or something like that pays users. The Comcast, shoot, I mean, if you're using their cell service or that's
Yeah.
like, hey, if I can use your information to train my AI models, I'm going to pay you a certain amount of money.
That's an interesting idea, and it kind of goes back to the Yahoo model a little bit. If you think about how they had directories and they had humans on staff that were actually sorting the internet by
Yeah.
hand, and stuff, and it would make sense that we need a large amount of humans doing some sort of quality control creation and
Yep.
other ethical decisions and reviews and stuff along the way. That makes sense. I am more optimistic today than I have been in the past that there'll
Yeah.
be more jobs. You know Baby boomers are retiring and there's going to be
Yeah.
a workforce shortage at some point too, and so it's kind of a good timing for some of this to offload. But I've also
Yeah.
seen that, just especially in sales and marketing where I play, um, companies don't generally want less or the same amount with less. Sure, they'll take the same amount of sales and
Yeah.
with one person instead of 10 because we can have some robots powering it. But really what they want is 10 times the amount of sales.
Oh yeah.
So they're not going to have less people working. They're just going to have
Yeah.
more efficiency out of those people, I think, for the foreseeable future anyway.
Well, I think they're realizing that right now. I mean, work that you're doing is incredible. I mean, you're helping clients realize how they can be more efficient and create better content with a human focus, even with generative AI. And
Yeah.
so the scales become larger. And that's what we've seen before is it's just we find a means of automation and then we just want more. And so the scale grows. And so we're at small scale right now. We're little potatoes, and then it's going to grow. It's going to grow much larger once we. What does that scale look like? I don't know, but yeah, you're right. I think
appreciate that, and thank you so much for being on the show today. It's been a great conversation. Gymalytics.com is the website. You can follow Jim Gordon on LinkedIn as well. A lot of cool thought leadership from you and ideas around these analytics and decisions and identifying humans versus robots that I think a lot of people need to think about, especially in marketing, because we're making sometimes $100,000 million decisions based on our analytics, and we need to make sure that those are right. Also Blue Acorn if they need help doing that. But anything else you'd add to that? How can we help you or you help us?
Just reach out if you have any questions. My top priority is to help more people care about this and inspire them to clean up the data.
Yeah, I love you being a Pied Piper here and spreading the good news about the truth that's out there that a lot of people haven't realized yet. Because I think AI changes everything, and this traditional reporting model that we've been doing is definitely one of those things. So
we just have to move our ego out of the way and kind of start changing the way that we think. And so,
yeah,
hopefully this helps.